Guys, okay, I have to record. I have to react to this. This is so fucking funny. Okay, Aiden Ross's video with Andrew Tate. This is so good.
I'm gonna. I like this side by side. I can see it on my screen. This is badass. I've never seen this before.
Dude, this is such a funny video. I need to. This is really fucking funny. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Andrew Tate's conversation with Aiden Ross here, and I remember the timeline of everything when it comes to like the events of Andrew Tate, what was going on the internet. I know like who was talking bad when. I know who was supporting him. I know the people that were supporting him and what they were doing for the most part. And so right near the beginning of the year when Andrew went to jail, Aiden was changing his life. He was going to the gym. He tweeted there are two genders. He got canceled off of Twitch, signed with Kick, supporting free speech. And I'm not saying Aiden is a bad guy now, or nothing like that at all. But what I'm saying is he was going really strong, going to the gym. You know, I showed Aiden how to do proper push-ups when he was doing push-ups, you know, for Andrew Tate. That was right before Andrew went to jail. And so this conversation is going to be very interesting because I know Aiden has been slipping. And to be honest with you, he's not alone. I'm going to be honest. He's not alone because I've been somewhat slipping since Andrew Tate went into jail. Dude, I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told anyone. And when I say you, I guess I'm talking about anyone that'll watch this. I was this close to signing up to a kickboxing gym before Andrew Tate went to jail. And the fact that he's basically the only role model for young men who want to not wear dresses and not be gay and not just be degenerates, and the fact that they attacked him really did do a lot of damage. And so Aiden's not alone, but I want to see this.
I was in high school. We didn't have mobile phones. There was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. All this porn you jerk off to didn't exist. Maybe that's why my generation isn't like yours. Maybe that's why every single person in your...
I completely agree with that. The internet has utterly changed my generation, and until I was 13 or 14, I didn't have a phone. And I am so glad that I didn't. I wanted to have one, but my parents wouldn't let me, and I feel so grateful for that because if I had had a phone before the age of 14, I would be so much more like these degenerates that are in my generation.
This guy who likes to really, do the opposite of what the regular people tells me to do.
I've only ever heard that.
Dude, Aiden needs to not pretend as though he's not a regular person. Aiden is basically a regular person through and through. Talking about regular person problems, yeah. You got put onto the internet by the right people, bro. You were staying with Mike Malak and, the FaZe people. And I'm not saying you didn't work hard, but let's not kid ourselves, right?
I don't want to promote it. It feels good in the moment, bro. It does, but the next day you feel like complete shit.
Is that your default emotion that you want to feel good? If someone were to say to you right now, you can choose any emotion from the menu, would you choose happy or good?
Yes.
Because this is the problem, Aiden. I'm trying to talk to you. This is the problem. Let's say I gave you a menu of emotions and said, choose an emotion. You're not going to choose sad.
I would choose driven.
Would, right?
Yeah.
But choosing happy can be just as destructive also, because if your only desire is to be happy...
Right, because then you can pacify yourself with cheap pleasures that can sedate you into a lifestyle that robs you of your potential.
Regardless, no matter what it takes, that's when you're going to eat the cake, because the cake will make you happy. That's when you're going to take the drugs. Drugs will make you happy. Alcohol will make you happy. Hedonism makes you happy. Going to the club makes you happy. It's all dumb shit. If you were to choose proud, or if you were to choose courageous...
Proud as a derivative of accomplishment, yeah.
If you were to choose a different emotion...
Which is the outcome of being driven.
Or a different feeling inside, you would have no interest in these things. So I don't wake up and think, how do I feel happy? I don't wake up and say, will this drug make me happy? I have no interest in being happy. I wake up and say, how can I be proud of myself? What can I achieve that makes me proud of myself? How can I do things that make other people respect me and are proud of me? How do I have a day which I complete when I come home? The woman who's in my house says, wow, there's no man like you. How do I live a life so my children look at me and go, Dad's a superhero?
Inspirational.
How do I make my mother call me and say, I couldn't possibly be more proud of you? I choose proud. I don't choose happy. So if you were to say to me, this cup of juice will make you happy, I'd say, I don't want it. What do I want to be happy for?
Wow.
Damn,
I want to be proud of myself.
That's some real shit, bro.
Yeah.
So what do you do to make you? What do you do to make you proud of yourself?
I mean, I've heard this before. Jordan Peterson has talked about how the goal of life isn't to be happy; it's to take on enough responsibility to justify the suffering of life, which is something like confront your potential and make the future in the image of in the image of good things. I have before somewhat confronted people who have said my goal is to be happy, or the ultimate goal is to be happy all the time. With that statement that happy is fleeting. Happiness is the froth on the waves of the ocean. It is not it is not what you should be chasing. Meaning is what justifies existence. Meaning is what you should be chasing. Meaning to your life, and you obtain meaning by taking on responsibilities to the problems that you are given to confront and meant to confront and overcome. By confronting the future with potential and a cogent moral framework for good, you can actually change the world and make it a better place at the same time as obtaining meaning. And meaning, when it is optimally embodied, is that process
of pride. You slept, jerked off, talked shit on the internet, text some stupid hoes in Miami or wherever you are. Have you done anything else with your life?
No. Talk to you.
Wow.
This is what I'm saying to you. So
I mean, you're not wrong with what you're saying. You're right.
I'm never wrong with anything I say.
Oh, you've been wrong. But look, point is this.
Whoa.
You have been wrong before. Everyone has.
When was I wrong?
I'm not saying. I mean, I can't name off the top of my head, but you're a human being. Everyone makes mistakes, bro. You made mistakes before. But look, listen. Let me tell you something real quick, bro. The point is this: I caught what I did, and I wanna really find a way to redeem myself. And what you just did, you just changed my perspective. It's not about taking the easy way out of things in life. It's so easy to
being happy. You're a man. You're not supposed to be happy.
Correct. Happiness is not a goal to have as a man. I think it's not even a goal. Well, maybe it's a goal that women can have. That's fine. But it is not a goal. It is not even something to aim for.
Childish, giddish obsession doing them. In fact, I'd argue that most people who do amazing things aren't happy about doing them at all.
I understand that, but
if you're constantly obsessed with trying to make yourself happy, that's when you fall into addictions and garbage.
Exactly.
So stop caring if you're happy. Nobody cares if you're happy.
So what do I go for? What do I go for?
The whole world doesn't give a fuck if men are happy or not. Nobody cares about men being happy. We talk about women being happy. Right. We want children to be happy. If you look at a full-grown man on Christmas morning, he's smiling because his wife is smiling. He's smiling because his children are smiling. Right. Nobody even buys him anything. What do they buy the dad? Socks? Nobody cares about men being
true. If you think about it, wow, that's so true.
Happy.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm smiling because that's beautiful.
So why do you as a man care about you being happy?
I accept that as my future. That's great, bro. That's amazing.
That's how you're gonna fall into these traps. I'm a very content person. I live a fantastic life. I'm not miserable or depressed. I'm not sad ever. But I don't wake up and go, I want to be happy today. No, sir. I wake up and say, okay, things must be done. And those things...
God, thank you for returning Andrew Tate to us.
...will become... You don't have them. You have a massive audience, Aiden, of children and people all around the world who look up to you and watch you every single day. You could be a genuine force for good in the world. And you're sitting here talking about fucking lean? Why?
It's stupid.
Imagine the shape you'd be in if you didn't quit.
Wow.
Imagine.
Oh my God, I would look so good. Wow. I would look so fucking good. Wow. Oh my God.
Would you be proud of yourself?
Yes. Yes. If I didn't stop. Yes.
And that's why all these. And you know what's funny? The funniest thing, the most ironic thing about all of this, is that if you don't prioritize happiness and you prioritize feeling proud of yourself, you end up happy by extension. I'm happy because I'm proud of myself because I have a fucking fantastic life.
You end up free by the voluntary adoption of responsibility.
Not a question, but my thing to you is this. Everybody deals with stuff differently. And I'm not blaming it or trying to bail myself out or using it as an excuse. I fucked up. I know I did. I want to redeem myself. I do. I want to get back to addicts. I want to help addicts around the world. I want to find people that are also, battling opioid addiction and basically help them.
But you can't help them by pretending as though there's any other solution than telling them to stop taking drugs. That's what you have to do. Fucking slap them like Andrew Tate said.
I want to get back. I want to build a way.
And I can already hear the voice of someone saying, like, as they're watching this, oh my God, but that's not the right way of doing it. Shut the fuck up. Stop taking drugs, you idiot.
People deal with things in many different ways. That is true. But in my experience of life, there's only one way to deal with anything. It doesn't matter if you're heartbroken. It doesn't matter if you're sad. It doesn't matter if your bank balance is low. It doesn't matter if you lose a family member. It doesn't matter if whatever negative things can happen to you. It doesn't matter if you go to jail. It doesn't matter what it is. The answer to everything is always the same. Do you know what the answer is?
What is the answer?
Hard work. Work harder. The worse things are, the harder I will work. I'll give you an example. I'll say it right now here on stream. Jail changed me and I had some trouble in there. I never missed a single day's training. Since I've left jail, I can't sleep.
We can tell. I can tell the jail changed Andrew Tate in a very positive way because it galvanized him even more thoroughly against the forces of evil and made him even more of himself, if that makes sense. He is even more authentic on the stream than he was ever before because he has faced evil and evil has proclaimed itself as counterfeit arbiters of virtue. That's and it's for everyone to see. And that is something that if you confront and can adopt into a theory of existence that is cogent, that you can take forward into the world, then you are formidable against the forces of darkness.
Mares. So there's a lot of people who are chasing the familiar feeling, and that familiar feeling can be extremely destructive. And you know what I would say is the most destructive feeling to be obsessed with trying to obtain?
What?
Happiness.
Yeah, that is
If
true.
you're constantly, as a man, trying to chase happiness as the most destructive thing you can do for your life. Because you can't delay gratification. You can't do anything which is particularly difficult. And the only thing that's going to make you happy quick is cheap happiness.
Gotcha.
Cheap and easy. Booze, cake, drugs, dumb shit.
Men need to listen to this. And the fact that there are people that would want men not to listen to this is proof that they are trying to not only feminize society, but destroy civilization. And they hate men. They hate reality. They hate people for embodying reality in ways that reminds them that they've taken the wrong path. It is genuinely a war of light versus dark. It is good versus evil. Every single man should listen to this and agree. And if you don't, then there's something broken in your head. You were dropped as a baby. You were fucked up. You were abused and you never got over it. There's something wrong with you if you can't listen to this and appreciate it. There's something deeply disturbed. There's something in your brain that's broken.
So anyone who's obsessed with chasing happiness is going to destroy themselves. If somebody has genuinely decided to quit drugs, genuinely.
The people that demonize Tate just hate reality. They hate reality, and I'm using the word hate specifically because it is the derivative of resentment. The resentment is so unfathomable that all they have is hate for reality and hate for objectivity.
They would quit. And if someone goes, I don't want to quit, man, and they do it an hour later, they don't want to quit. It's not my job to make people do things they don't want to do. If your image in your mind is
free will, do you want to drive fast cars and have adoring women and be rich and be in great shape, or do you not? You get to choose. That's crazy.
All I've done is called it with absolute 100%.
I did the same thing at the beginning of Corona. I knew that they were going to try to do vaccine passports. I knew they were going to demonize people for not taking the vaccine. I knew they would demonize people in every way they could. I knew they would shut down businesses. I knew they would sacrifice the economy at the altar of Cain, at the altar of woke insanity, of radical left-wing degeneracy, of unfathomable resentment.
Wrong. So I understand exactly what's happening to me, and the fact that I've called it should be enough for anyone with a brain that functions to understand the truth of what's happening.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. You know, the Matrix has tried many times to attack you. Are you worried they, I don't know, bro. I just don't want them to keep coming at you. I just want you to be okay, bro. I don't want anything bad happening to you. Like someone had asked me, Aiden, why don't you tell Andrew to just basically quit, fall off the internet, stop fucking doing what he's doing? And I said, well, actually, I'll let you answer that. Why won't you just quit and basically stop everything? You have the money, you have the success. Why won't you just stop the internet stuff for people that are...
Because what you chase in life is meaning, and the meaning is this fight. The meaning is the fight against degeneracy. It's the fight against darkness. This is the meaning of life. This is what Tate has realized, and you cannot give up the meaning of life.
Because someone had me with that. You have everything.
To quote Martin Luther King, the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards truth. I think that in the end, even if I must suffer temporarily, in the long run, that justice will be served, and I will be rewarded for doing the right thing, which is sitting here on stream as a person who's had a very difficult, very varied, very eclectic life. I've come from the absolute bottom of the bottom, a single parent household in a project in England, council estate, in the worst town in England, the lowest income school. I went to the absolute bottom to the complete top of life. And across every echelon, I learned a lot of lessons. There's not many people who've been through a life path like mine and learned what I've learned. And I feel like I should sit here and I should teach people and help people. And I think that in the end, I'll be rewarded for it. And if I'm wrong and they put a bullet in my head, then everybody on the internet can say, ha, 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 they got him. And that's it. What more can I do? But I don't think that being a coward is the right option.
No, that happens there. That martyrs Andrew Tate, and that inspires that would martyr him so hard. Like I said before, no one would let them forget that for at least a century. That would live on for a century, if not multiple centuries. It might even live on millennia. in the same way that Socrates sacrificed himself. It could be exactly like that, where Socrates sacrificed himself for the sake of truth and for the sake of integrity, and now everyone knows that, and he's hailed as one of the greatest humans to ever walk the planet. That would be the case. Not to mention that it would galvanize and inspire permanently hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of young men to become Andrew Tate, and then Andrew Tate would be replaced by furiously dedicated men. That's what would happen. So I think that they would actually be, despite the fact that it would be terrible, it would actually be a disadvantage. It would be a terrible tactical decision for the Matrix to do that.
I miss you, bro. I would have. You know what I should have done? And I feel bad for this. I'm apologize to you, bro. I really feel like I should have just somehow still flew to Romania, went to jail purposely, and a
letter would have been fine, Aiden. A letter would have been nice.
I know. Well, okay. Let's hope I never have to write you a jail letter ever, ever, because,
it's so crazy that we're literally battling the forces of darkness right now, that he's innocent, that he's a force for good, and that we're talking about this. What type of country is this? What type of world is this where we allow this to happen? Bro, what the fuck am I listening to? It's like we're the Rebel Alliance versus the Empire in Star Wars. It's like Harry Potter versus Voldemort. We're literally talking as if I hope the forces of evil won't blatantly arrest you for no reason and do damage to the fabric of civilization. Like, what kind of fucking insanity? We're literally battling the forces of darkness right now. We're talking about whether or not the world knows he's innocent. There's no evidence. There has been no evidence since day one. Everyone's fraudulent. The people that interview him, the BBC, they're all fake. They're ravenous with hatred for reality, for themselves, for their own denial of objective frameworks. This has to change. This can't remain the same. We cannot live under the fear and the hate of radical feminism, of radical Marxism, of all the outgrowths of the resentment that is of Marx. This is what we're talking about. How is this real? I can't believe I'm watching this. It's like I'm watching Star Wars, where it's the Rebel Alliance versus the Empire, the evil Empire. What am I seeing, dude? Okay, maybe I'm just complaining for no reason. Like maybe everyone is meant to have to confront something like this in life, but it just seems crazy. It just seems so crazy because growing up, you think the world's not so broken and destroyed, so fucking, bro. I mean, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing it. If it's broken and destroyed, there will be people to confront the evil psychopaths, the narcissistic peddlers of degeneracy and resentment.
Days, and I just
why?
What do
you? Why?
It's true though. It's you are under attack from all sides if you're a man today. It's so true. We are fighting for. I'm fighting for my unborn children.
Do you think they're being pushed, Aiden? If you adopt what they want you to believe, your mental model is so destroyed that you'll believe anything you are told. What do you call somebody who believes anything they are told without reason or proof?
What do you call someone who believes everything? There's people are sheep.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is why they're trying to instill certain ideas which you know to be false, and which most people know to be false.
But why does it?
It's like they're trying to build a false castle and point at it and say this is actually the castle that is correct. We're the arbiters of virtue, but in reality, it's a shitty sandcastle that's falling to pieces, and everyone is seeing it. But they're still trying to say that. The reason why they're doing that is because they don't care about objective truth. They don't care about objective frameworks, and in fact, they demonize such things as the tools of oppressors and those who seek power to oppress others, and therefore are predators, bad people. It is just transposed Marxism.
Why? And I'll ask you this, Aiden. Why is pedophilia bad? Why is it bad? The law says it's bad. Why is it bad?
Morally, it's incorrect.
Morally, it's very incorrect. But I'm saying if the law were to come along and say it's not wrong anymore.
Good job, Aiden. I'm glad you said that. It's morally incorrect because morality is objective. What these people want to deny is that morality is objective, that they can be judged objectively by the universe.
That the Matrix attacks me endlessly and calls me the worst person on earth. And I can't name a single other famous person with money who feeds more innocent children in war-torn countries.
It's
not
surreal.
One other
it's literally surreal.
Person even fucking tries. I don't just give money to a charity.
All these like white liberal women that act as though they're good people don't do 1% of what Andrew Tate's doing. Not fuck 1%. They don't do 1/10 of 1% of what Andrew Tate's doing. You think they feed anyone? You think they feed... Bro, they don't even feed their family. Their husbands feed their family. For the most... Like, it's crazy, these people. They're insane. They're narcissistic. They are sociopathic, narcissistic, mentally damaged freak shows.
Because that's lazy. I get up, I do it
Ideologically possessed to the maximum.
myself. I find staff. I get them visas. I send them over to these difficult to reach countries. We record it. I feed people. I go through all this extra work, and they go, and they just attack me anyway. And then all the people who attack me, the people who pretend they're not like me, they weaponize virtue and say I'm a bad person. They don't do shit for nobody. Load it up. It's only the charity. Go to takepledge.com. Fucking put it on your thing. You don't know how to do this tech stuff. I don't know how to do this shit. Put it on the screen and show me feeding thousands of shit. It's all there.
Wow, you changed 1,165,340 lives. Syria, Mali, worldwide.
Mali.
Yemen. There used to be a Call of Duty map named Yemen. Syria. Oh, I can't say that one. Lebanon. Dubai.
Do you think that makes me feel proud?
Good for you, bro, honestly.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's
Wow.
amazing. Honestly, God bless you, for real.
Yeah.
I would love to help. How much?
We'll talk about it off stream.
Okay. Everyone is spamming this name. I just don't want to say it and start anything. I mean, but everybody is telling me it's somebody named David Goggins.
Oh,
Yeah,
David
he's a
Goggins.
good guy.
David Goggins is a fucking G, bro. He would love Andrew Tate. These guys would get together and just like... David Goggins and Andrew Tate should run for president.
He's a hero. From what I've seen of David,
Yeah.
he seems like an
And he's a Navy SEAL. Respect.
extremely dedicated, hardworking person who
Very.
understands everything about pain and brutality and finding the strength inside of your mind to push yourself beyond the limits of what you think your body is capable of. I've never seen anything of David I disagree with. Nothing.
So that is
I don't
someone.
know him personally. I've never met him, but he seems to have the mindset of a winner, and that's exactly what you need to achieve. He's the kind of guy who gets up and says, "This is going to hurt. I'm going to do it anyway because that's what makes me me."
Gotcha.
What question are they asking? What
No,
deserves
they're
to be advocated by David?
that's what they're saying. They're spamming his name to say, "What are your thoughts on him?" So
I think he's and this is the thing about the world, right? We don't all have to be the same. We don't have to all be carbon copies of each other.
Exactly.
We don't have to all agree on 100% of things. In fact, some of my
You're
best
individuals, not adherents to a cult, a group membership, an ideology. No, we are individuals first. You should not primarily identify with an ideology because that means that you're not you, you're not anyone, and you could be replaced by anyone that adheres to the ideology. Also, an ideology is corrupt and broken and is a basically it's a pseudo-religion without objective parameters.
I'll say I disagree with maybe 70% of what they say.
Right.
But if you're a full-grown man who sticks to his word, believes in his principles, believes in hard work, doesn't bully anyone, doesn't pick on people, isn't a little bitch, isn't passive-aggressive, isn't pushing any of these destructive agendas, and
Right.
you're getting up and you're working hard and you're dedicating yourself, and you're trying to help other people the best way you know how, I have respect for you.
There you go.
I don't need to know him personally to know that I like who he is overall. Because I've seen his work. I've seen him doing marathons I couldn't do.
to say that hard work doesn't beat talent when talent fails to work hard.
You
Come
think I
on,
fail to
bro.
work hard?
I'm not saying that. But if I'm working,
Would destroy you.
if I'm working harder than you, boxing and getting in the gym and really learning
Now
how.
we're going to talk about the fantasy of Aiden Ross working harder than me. Is this in between your drug episodes? It's on your time off? Shut up.
Bro, Aiden is one of the highest paid people for doing the least amount of work in the world, besides like children of billionaires. There is no one else that, yeah, exactly.
No. But all right, fair enough. By the time, let's say you're 70 years old, and I pull up on you finally. I'm like, what, 40? I'm the best shit of my fucking life. I pull up to you. You're 70 years old. You're chilling, having a cigar with Tristan. I'm like, Tristan, do me a favor, man. Give me a, go get me a water. He'd be like, Aiden, shut the fuck up. And he would be like, you guys would have someone go get it for me. Point is, I'd get you a loan. Somehow, some way. You're 70, I'm 40. Best shit of my fucking life. You're like,
This is like the conversation that guys have together where it's like, bro, I bet I could take a bear. No, bro, I bet I could take a mountain lion. And then they like debate it. Dude, come on. Dude, Andrew Tate at 70 years old would still destroy you, Aiden.
Aiden.
I'd still